All right, good morning, you guys. It's nice to see you and welcome. We'll get started here. Alter this just a little bit more. There we go. You can see my yoga mat just a little bit better. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the floor. We'll get into a comfortable seated posture. And I usually use a folded up blanket. You can use a pillow or towel or whatever is comfortable. And if you're not comfortable sitting cross-legged, it's very okay to stretch your leg out if you need to be comfortable. Okay. All right. So the most important part of sitting on the floor is that your spine is straight. We want to sit up nice and tall so that it's easy to take a breath if we're slouched. Right? That can be a little difficult, and that's where using that pillow or blanket can help. So go ahead and just close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out through your nose. And as you close your eyes, you're starting to turn your awareness inward. So just notice your posture, lengthen from the base of the spine all the way up the back, through the neck, through the top of your head. And relax through the forehead and around your eyes. Relax down through the nose and cheeks. Relax your jaw. Sometimes we clench our jaw without even realizing it, so relax. Down through the neck, the shoulders, all the way down the arms to your fingertips. And then back up through the shoulders, relax through the upper back, your chest and lungs, your heart center. Down through the abdomen, through your lower back. Let go of any tension from your hips, all the way down the legs to your feet and your toes. And take a couple of deep breaths here. It'll help to focus on your breathing by counting to yourself the length of your inhale. Count again the length of your exhale. See if you can even out your breath. All right, with your next exhale, we're going to start by stretching the neck. So bring your chin forward, slowly hang your head down. Let your chest come up towards your chin and just hold. Good. Slowly let your head roll to one side. So you can just hang the ear towards your shoulder. Relax your jaw. And then around to the back. Let your head go back. If your neck feels tight, just move very slowly. Kind of work within your own limits. Let's slowly go over to the other side. Whew. And then let your head come back down to the front, and we'll do a few circles. So follow your breath. Inhale as you slowly roll your head around to the back, and exhale as you slowly roll your head back around to the front. So do about 3 circles to each side. And do the same number of circles on the other side, in the other direction. Good. When you're done with neck rolls, let your head hang down. Let's clasp the hands together, lay them on the back of your head. You're going to add a little weight to the stretch and just hold. Stretch out your neck, your shoulders. Good. And then bring your head back up. One hand on the head, the other one can just rest on your leg. And then just gently draw the ear toward the shoulder. So you're kind of pulling down on that opposite shoulder, if you will, to get a good stretch in your neck. And then back to center, over to the other side. Good, and let your head come back to center. Eyes are open if your eyes were closed. And let's just look back and forth from side to side. Turn your head back and forth. Good, and let your head come back to center. Let's do a little more with the upper back. So we'll bring the arms up. Take one arm and bring it under the other. So I'm going to bring my right arm underneath the left. So one elbow inside of the other. Okay. And then come up and let your hands touch back to back, or you can try to wrap them around again, either variation. Okay. Go ahead and draw the elbows up. And I want you to notice where you're feeling that stretch, through the upper back, through the shoulder blades, and hold. Good, and relax. Let's bring those elbows down under your arms. And we'll do the other side. So you're gonna bring those arms up. Let your left arm go underneath the right, back to back with the hands, or wrap them around again. Draw the elbows upward and hold. And 2. 3. Inhale. As you exhale, bring those elbows down and untwist. Good. Arms by the side. Inhale, reach out and up now and stretch. Just clasp the hands, let the palms reach up. Exhale, go ahead and lean to one side. And then inhale as you come up. Exhale over. Inhale to center. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. And let's come back to center, and you can draw back just a little bit with the arms. Let your fingertips touch. Inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and let your arms come out and down. Let's clasp the hands together behind your back. Gently roll your shoulders back. Stretch. Good. And relax. Reach forward. Let your fingertips touch your shoulders. Make some nice big circles. In and back. There you go. And around. Good. Let's change direction as well. One more. Oh, and relax. Go ahead and stretch your legs out in front of you. You rock your feet in and out a few times. Bounce your knees a little bit. Sometimes sitting cross-legged can, be a little difficult or uncomfortable. So we're going to stretch that out. Good. All right, let's do a little seated posture for the hips and lower back. You can stay on your blanket or you can slip it out if you're sitting on it. It's up to you. But the one we're going to do is you're going to take one heel and tuck it all the way in, and then have your other foot kind of out in front. So my feet are about a foot apart. Line up the heels. Sit up real tall. Inhale, and as you exhale, just lean into the stretch. Don't worry about how far down you go. I want you to go to the point where you feel a good stretch, and then take a breath. And as you exhale, you go just a little deeper, right? It's like with each breath, your body's kind of waking up and stretching. Feel that stretch in your hip and your lower back. You can stretch to one side and then over to the other side, just to increase that stretch a little bit. Go ahead and bring yourself back to center and draw yourself up. And let's do the other side. So tuck that heel all the way in. Your other foot is out in front. Again, line the heels up. Mine are about a foot apart. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, as you exhale, just lean into the stretch. Okay. You might have one side or one hip that's a little tighter than the other. That's actually pretty common. And so just notice that and just work with that. Focus on your breathing, relaxing into the posture with each exhale. Good. Let's stretch to one side and then over to the other side. Good. Back to center. And go ahead and bring yourself up. Good. Stretch your legs out. And rock your feet in and out. All right. Good. I like to come onto the hands and knees next. I like to stretch out the back a little bit now. So if you want extra padding, if you like having something under your knees, feel free to use your towel or blanket. So knees hip distance, toes and feet are relaxed on the mat. Hands are firmly on the mat. You always want your fingers spread wide so the weight is distributed on your hands. And then when you're ready, tuck your chin in. Exhale and round your back and shoulders and stretch. And then arch your back, look up and inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin in. Round your back and shoulders. Arch your back and look up as you inhale. Okay, good. With your next exhale, let's bring the hips all the way back toward the heels. Doesn't matter if they touch the heels, you're just heading in that direction to get a good stretch in your lower back. And I want you to reach forward with your hands. So you also stretch up through your arms. And just relax for a moment. Letting your head come towards the floor. Good. And then go ahead and bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. Let's do a little balancing this morning. So what you're going to do is extend your left leg out behind you. I want you to find a point in front of you to focus on or stare at. And then extend your right arm. So it's the opposite hand. So the left leg is extended and the right arm. And it's like you're stretching to either side of the room. Keep focusing on your point. Good. And then let's switch. So we're going to extend that right leg out behind you. Find your point to stare at. Reach out with your left arm and hold. Good. And relax. Let's sit towards that left heel. Twist over to the right and stretch out your lower back now. And focus on your breathing. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Good. And we're going to come back up onto the hands and knees. We're going to switch over. Sit back towards the right heel. Twist over to the left and stretch. And 2, 3, and 4. Good, and come back up to center onto the hands and knees. Let's slide the right knee all the way up between your fingertips. Left leg stretches back, so we'll do a little more work with the hips. You're gonna take that right heel and just turn it in a little bit. So it's more towards that left hip bone. You can stretch your left leg back a little bit more to increase the stretch. Go ahead and look forward as you inhale, and then as you exhale, come on down, and you can rest your forehead onto your forearms. And take a nice deep breath. All right, let's switch. So you're going to bring your chest up, hands firmly on the mat. We'll use the down dog to transition between the two sides. If you prefer to not do that, you can do the half tortoise. So with the down dog, you're on the ball of the back foot. You're going to lift your hips, step your right foot back, and stretch back. So you're going to bend your knees slightly. Keep lifting your hips towards the ceiling and stretch your chest back. If you prefer not to do this pose, you can always have your knees onto the mat and hips back to the heels. So if you're in the downward dog, do the runner stretch to stretch out your calves. So press one heel towards the mat. The opposite knee is bent, and then alternate your legs back and forth. Good. Let's bring the shoulders forward. Let the knees come on down to the mat. We'll do the other side. So that left knee comes up. You can turn your heel in. Stretch your right leg all the way back. Inhale as you look forward. And then exhale as you come on down, and you can rest your forehead down onto your forearms and just relax for a moment. And when you're in that posture, sort of relaxing, I want you to be focusing on your breathing. So nice, slow, deep breaths. Just constantly bringing, if your mind is busy and you're thinking about things, see if you can keep bringing it back over and over again to the breath. Okay, go ahead and bring your chest up. The hands are firmly on the mat. Let's take it back into your downward dog one more time, or you can do your half tortoise and stretch. And 2, we're going to hold for a couple of breaths. And 3. Good. Let's bring the shoulders forward. Knees touch down onto the mat. Let your hips come back to your heels again. And you can open and close your fists a couple of times. Stretch out your hands and your fingers as well. And rock your hips a little bit from side to side. Good. Come on up into a kneeling posture. Let's stretch out our toes and feet. So let your toes curl under, sit back on your heels. All right, and just hold for a moment. Even our feet, the arches of our feet, get a good stretch. All right, from here, let's come on up into a standing posture, and you can just slide your blanket or towel off to the side, and then go ahead and come on up to a standing pose. All right. Whew. Feet about hip distance, hands on the hips. We'll start with a little bit of twisting. So knees are soft. Lean forward, roll around to the back as you inhale. Exhale as you come back to the front. Let's change direction. Good, and come right back to center. Inhale, exhale, let's hang down right into a front bend. Let your arms hang, let your head hang. Sway gently from side to side. Good. Reach to the floor in front of you. So you're going to bend your knees, come on down into a squat. And that's a good kind of like opposite stretch of your front bend. And then let's do a front bend again. So back into that front bend and stretch. Just let yourself hang. If you like crossing your arms when you hang, you can do that as well. Just keep your knees a little bit soft. You don't want to lock your knees. If you lock your knees, you'll get a little lightheaded. Let's go ahead and come down into our front bend. Good. Back, into our squat. I'm not thinking straight. Back into the front bend. Good. I guess do what I do, not what I say. Go ahead and come up to standing. Bring yourself up. All right. Hands on the lower back. Soften your knees a little bit. Lift through the chest and gently lean back. Good. And then come right back up to standing. Let's draw the feet closer to each other now so toes can either touch or be slightly apart, arms slightly out to the side. So this is our mountain pose. We're just going to stand for a moment. Get your balance. Good. Next inhale, reach out and up. And let your fingertips touch. Reach to the ceiling. Exhale, lean to one side. This is your half man. You're going to stretch. And then inhale as you come on up. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale to center. And exhale. Inhale as you come up. And exhale. Good. Let's come back to center. Inhale as you exhale, fold right down into your front bend. Hands on the legs. Draw the chest forward. Stretch out that lower back. Inhale. Exhale as you fold. And now reach and come all the way up as you inhale. And stretch. And then bring your hands back to your heart as you exhale. Good. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, reach up. And exhale as you fold right down into your front bend. Hands on the legs, draw the chest forward, inhale. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, reach and come on up. And back to the heart. Inhale, reach and come up. Exhale as you fold. Draw the chest forward, inhale. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, reach and come on up. Exhale back to the heart. Inhale. So you're just moving from posture to posture, following the breath. It's called vinyasa. Let's try practicing some being in the moment. Okay, in yoga, it's called Nityananda. And it takes some practice. So we're going to practice for the next couple of rounds, just being present. Inhale, reach up. So you're just aware of each movement, aware of the sound of my voice. aware of your own breath, and even aware of your thoughts. So there's a part of you that's watching, right? So instead of being sort of on autopilot, we're just fully conscious, fully aware. Inhale. Good. Let's do one more sequence. And just pause with the hands at your heart for a moment and breathe. Good, and relax. Go ahead and relax your legs. All right, I'm going to have you open your feet wide onto your mat with your toes pointing straight ahead. Okay, so you're not going to slip on your mat, arms on the legs. And you can do either side. So extend one arm with your palm facing upward. Inhale as you reach up and stretch. And as you exhale, you slide that other arm down your leg like you're reaching out for the opposite wall. Inhale as you come on up, and exhale, let your arm come down. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, slide that arm down your leg and stretch. Inhale as you come up, and exhale. Let your arm come down. Good. Reach up and exhale. Inhale as you come up, and exhale. And one more. Reach up and exhale. Inhale as you come on up, and exhale, let your arm come down. Good. So let's do our triangle pose today. I'm actually going to turn around because I think it'll be easier to follow me if you can kind of go in the same direction. So let's extend the arms out. We're going to turn our right foot out towards the wall. And then your back foot, angle the toes in just a little bit. Okay? That'll take pressure off of this left hip. Now, in the triangle, you want to keep your legs nice and strong, no bend in that front knee. Extend the arms out. Inhale, as you exhale, just reach directly out over your leg, and then just let your fingertips come down and lightly touch your leg. It's okay to put your hand on your leg if you want to, put a little weight, or you can lightly touch your leg. Reach up towards the ceiling with your left hand. You're pressing your heels firmly into the mat, so you're holding very strong. Good. Take one more breath here. And as you inhale, reach and draw yourself up. Exhale, turn your foot in. Let's do the other side. So left foot turns out. Angle that right foot in. Hips are forward. It's like your belly button's pointing straight ahead. Extend your arms out. Inhale, exhale as you reach out. You can let your hand come down. Reach up towards the ceiling and hold. And breathe. Good, and inhale as you come on up, exhale, turn your foot in. You can relax your shoulders for a moment. And let's do that again. Extend your arms out. Right foot turns out, back foot angles in. Inhale as you exhale, reach out and come on down. And stretch. And 2. And 3. And inhale as you come on up. Exhale, turn your foot in. Let's switch. Left foot turns out, right foot angles in. Inhale as you exhale, come out and down. And reach towards the ceiling. And 2. And 3. And reach and come on up. Exhale, turn your foot in. Good. And just relax your shoulders. All right, stay in your split legs. I'm just going to turn around so I'm facing you. And we're actually going to come down into a front bend. So you can have your hands on your hips for balance. Inhale as you exhale, fold forward. Go ahead and let your arms hang to the floor. Let your head hang. Reach over to the right leg. Try to bring your head in the direction towards your knee. Reach over to the left leg. We'll do the same thing over here. Come back to center. Then go ahead and bring your chest up, hands to your hips as you come up with some balance. We're going to do one more standing back stretch, so support your back. That's the heel of the hands right under your rib cage. Bend your knees slightly, just soften them. Lift through the chest, gently lean back. And go ahead and come back up to standing. Good. Let's go ahead and step your feet closer to each other now, so they're about hip distance. We're going to come down to the floor. So inhale as you exhale, fold into your front bend. Hang your arms and head. Let's soften the knees, reach to the floor in front of you and come on down. Good. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and sit all the way down onto the floor. Stretch your legs out in front of you. You can rock your feet a little bit from side to side. Good. All right. So let's do, we'll do some floor exercises. Let's go ahead and open the legs out. Now in this posture, you want to sit up nice and tall. If you find that you fall back just a little bit, this is where having the folded blanket or pillow under your hips can be more comfortable. It'll be helpful for you to sit up nice and tall. Okay. We're going to do a side to side stretch first before we go forward. You can start on either side. So I'm taking my left hand and putting it on the right leg. Inhale as you reach up, exhale as you stretch out. And you're reaching out towards that wall. Okay, if your fingertips touch your toes, great. If not, don't worry about it, just stretch. Relaxing all on that opposite side. One more. And turn the palm upward. Inhale, reach and come on up. Exhale, let your arm come down. We're going to switch over. Inhale, reach up. Exhale as you stretch out. And 2. And 3. Good. Inhale, reach and come on up. Exhale, let your arm come down. Good. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale as you exhale, lean forward into your stretch. And you can move a little bit from side to side. So you can stretch from one leg over to the other. Sometimes that gentle movement can help to loosen up this stretch a little bit. Good. And let yourself come back to center. Good. And then you can go ahead and bring yourself up. So you're in a seated posture. Now we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Bounce your knees a little bit. So this is your butterfly pose, and that'll relax those muscles that you just stretched. All right, so from here, we're going to lean forward a little bit. So you're just kind of leaning into it. Don't worry about getting your head down. That's not the direction we're going in. We're just bringing the chest forward. If it feels comfortable to rest your arms on your legs or gently press down, you can do that. This is a really good stretch for opening up the hips. Good. And then from here, bring your chest up, help those knees back up, stretch your legs all the way out, and relax. I'm assuming we're all sitting or standing, depending on your desk, all day on Zooms. And it's interesting how your back and hips can really tighten up, right, from those sedentary positions. So make sure, even if it's 10 minutes a day, that you're doing a little bit of movement or stretching for those hips. Okay, the next posture, actually, I'm going to have you come onto your backs. So let's go ahead, and if you want padding, you can stretch out a blanket or a towel if you need it. But I want you to come on down, and when you come down onto your back, go ahead and pull your knees up into your chest. Okay, that's a nice way to come down that won't bother your lower back. And take a nice deep breath. And clasp your hands right across your legs. Rock a little bit from side to side. And let go of all that tension down your spine. Inhale and exhale deeply. Good. Keep the knees tucked in. Let's open the arms out to the sides. You're going to let your knees go to the left all the way down to the floor. And then look out towards your right hand and just stretch. You can take your right hand, place it on your knees if you want, and add a little more stretch. Let your feet and toes be resting on the floor because you really do want to relax here. You can even close your eyes and breathe. Good. Let the knees come on up. Let's go over to the other side. So you're bringing those knees all the way down to the floor. Look out towards the opposite hand and just stretch. And breathe. Good, and let your knees come right back up to center. Feet on the mat, let's have them hip distance apart. Okay, so they're right underneath your knees, arms rest by your sides. Press your back into the mat, press your feet down. Go ahead and raise your hips up into a nice stretch and just hold. Inhale and exhale deeply. Good, and as you exhale, roll down slowly, one vertebra at a time. And we'll bring the knees up into your chest and relax your back. Good, let's do that again. Feet on the mat, hip distance apart, arms by your side. Go ahead and lift your hips up into a nice stretch. If you want to add a shoulder stretch here, what you can do is clasp your hands together under your back, and you need to roll kind of each shoulder back a little bit. So you can add that in if you like to stretch your shoulders and neck and just hold. Try to keep your big toes pressed into the mat so your feet are firmly on the mat. Inhale. As you exhale, relax those shoulders and hands. If you clasped them, roll down slowly, like you're touching each vertebra along the spine. And then at the end of your bridge pose, draw the knees in. So we're arching the back, and then we pull the knees in and we round out the spine a little bit. Okay? Good flexibility, good movement. All right, let's place the feet on the mat, and now I want you to open them wide, 1 foot to either edge of the mat, so they're wider than the hips. Let your right knee hang down towards your left foot and just hold that for a moment. So you're feeling this right across your upper thigh, maybe through your hip and lower back. Let's do the other side. Drop the left knee down towards your right foot and hold. And then back and forth. So you're just rocking the knees back and forth. Good. Go ahead and let your knees come back up to center. Feet about hip distance. One more time, draw them back into the chest just to relax that lower back. And then stretch yourself all the way down onto your mat now. Let your arms rest by your sides. With the palms facing upward. Take a nice deep breath and just allow the floor to support your body. Eyes are closed softly. Okay, we're going to wind down now with a relaxation. I'm going to talk you through what we call the, actually, I'll just take you through a relaxation through each part of the body. And as we do this, I want you to breathe deeply, exhale deeply, and let go of all the tension. So bring your awareness to the very top of your head. And imagine all the tension melting away down through the forehead. And relax through the eyebrows and around your eyes. Relax down through the nose and the cheeks, the corners of your mouth. Relax your jaw. And down through the neck and throat and the shoulders. Relax all the way down the arms to your fingertips. And back up through the shoulders. Relax your upper back, your chest and lungs, your heart center, down through the abdomen, down through the lower back, from the hips, the pelvis, all the way down the legs to your feet and toes. And relax again through your toes and feet. Relax your lower legs, your knees and your upper legs. Relax through the pelvis and your hips, your abdomen, your lower back. Relax through the heart center, your upper back, your chest and lungs. Relax from the shoulders down to your fingertips. And back up through the shoulders. Relax through the neck, through the face, all the way up through the top of your head. And now slowly take a deep breath. And you can start to bring your awareness back just by moving your fingers, moving your toes. And as you come out of your relaxation, you can stretch. Draw those knees into your chest one more time just to relax your back. Good. And then just roll to your side. When you feel ready, you can come up to a seated posture. All right, and then just to close this class, this portion of the class, we'll bring the hands to the heart for a moment. Good. And namaste. All right, I hope that you have a really great day, and keep breathing throughout the day. If anything gets a little bit even remotely stressful, you just remember your breath. Take a nice deep breath. All right. Today, we're just going to do the Hatha Yoga portion of the class. I'm not able to stay to do the pranayama or meditation, but we will do that for sure next week. So you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you. I'll see you next Thursday. All right. So namaste.